Hi everyone, today in this video I'll show you how to scrape data from a website using Selenium and Python and save the result in an Excel file. So let me tell you what is Selenium. So Selenium is a powerful tool for controlling web browsers through programs and performing browser automation. It is functional for all browsers, works on all major OS, and its scripts are written in various languages like Python, Java, and so on. And if you want to learn more about Selenium, you can check on Google as well. So today I'll scrape the data from a website called Worldometer. So I'll scrape the data of population of India. So now I'll open the VS Code, okay, and I'll make one Python file and I'll name it as main.py. And for this code you have to install Selenium, okay. So first I'll run the terminal and I'll install. So I've already installed this, so that's why it's showing me requirement already satisfied, okay. So now I'll import WebDriver from Selenium. So basically Selenium is used for browser automation, and now I'll also import by from the Selenium WebDriver. Okay, and I'll also import service from Selenium WebDriver, okay, and service help us to manage the Chrome driver, okay. And also one more thing I'll import, that is option. And option configure the Chrome settings. I'll copy this. Okay, so now I'll set up the Chrome WebDriver. For that I have to write Chrome driver okay. So also I have to import Chrome driver manager, okay. Okay, and also I'll import pandas as PD. basically pandas used to store and manipulate the scraped data. Okay, now I'll use options. And I'll use add experimental option. And I'll use detach. It keeps the browser open after the script finishes, and give it as a true. Okay. Now I'll open the website. For that I have to write the code. For that I'll add the URL. Okay, and after that I'll use get method. It opens the web page of this website and display the population data. Okay, I'll put all this code in try and accept block. Okay. Okay. So now I'll import WebDriver wait, so that it will wait for at least 10 to 15 seconds according to as per your preference. You will write. Okay. I'll import WebDriver from WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver. Okay, now I'll use this WebDriver wait. D should be capital and W as well. As per your preference, you can add the time duration. I have added 10 seconds. So after 10 seconds, it upload the web page. And also I'll import expected conditions. Okay, so from Selenium WebDriver, I'll import expected conditions. So now I'll write the code. So I'll use presence of all elements located. Okay. And here I'll add by XPath and use the table now. I'll use the XPath of this web page. So in table I'll find elements and put under the class. We'll go to the website and inspect and find the XPath. And paste it here. Okay, now I use headers. Header.text.strip. So for extraction of table headers, we will write for header table dot find elements, and we'll use by dot tag name as th, and if header dot strip. Now I'll extract table rows, and for that I'll write rows so we'll write for row in table dot find elements and use by tag name, and we'll give as tr, and will write as 1. And now I'll extract data from table column inside each row. So I'll use column dot text dot strip for column in row dot find elements by name tag, and will give as td. And if columns, then we'll append rows Now we'll convert data to a panda data frame. Okay, and for that I'll write df. I'll give this name as df pd dot data frame rows columns is equal to headers. It basically stored the extracted data in the structure table and use headers as column names. Now I'll handle the errors, but before that I'll print as df. Now I have to save in the Excel file, so for that I'll write to Excel and I'll name it a file as India population. And and index will be false because it avoid adding extra index number in the Excel file. And now I'll also give engine, which will be open. Basically it required to write Excel file, so that's why we have to give engine as well. Now I'll handle the errors, and for that I'll write the code in the except block. As exception as e and print an error occur if there is error, then it will print an error occurred. Now finally I used final block and if driver and I'll use is not operator, then it will quit the driver. Okay, so now our code is ready, and let me check if some error is there. I'll check thoroughly. Okay, According to me it's fine. Now I'll save this and run the terminal. So as it opens the web page, now we'll get the Excel file and we can open it. So here this file is there and I'll open it. So now all the data has been printed from that web page, and now you can use it as per your preference. Thank you for watching.